Hello everybody! It is that time again. New hard plastic Quar. I got my fancy new head zombie sweatshirt. Look at it. I have my dental tool pointing device. I sculpted many traditional green stuff models with this thing, and now it's been delegated to pointing at plastic. Sad. Anyhow, here we are. The first new frame we're going to talk about is the Crusader command sprue. Frame, sprue. Look, I've always called it sprue. Then I started working with these Wargames Atlantic Yahoos and I call them frames. That actually sounds better, but I'll still say sprue. So, let's take a tour. All right, you can see on this frame, there are 5 bodies. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 5 fronts. Now, looking here, you can see they're slightly different. 3 of the bodies are regular riflers, and you can see they've got the little rucks on their back for backpack attachments. And 2 of the bodies are officers. These 2 are officer bodies, and they of course there are 3 regular rifler fronts and 2 officer fronts. There should be 2 frames in the box. That would make your company command team, basically, of basic riflers and officers to run your sections, etc., etc. So we should take a little tour of this sprue, and as we do that, I will show you some painted models. One of the first and biggest things you probably see on the sprue is the squirrel backpack. And so that is with our squirrel handler. He's got a big wicker backpack where he may have a squirrel or 2 hiding out, and some sweet treats for them. And you can see on the frame here, so I'm getting good at this frame thing, there are a couple squirrels to go along with him. So front and back of the squirrel pack. Moving this way, we can see a little extra arm and then the standard arm. So here's a standard bearer. So you can put a little pennant or flag on there. This arm can be rotated in a couple different positions. There are still regular backpacks on the sprue, and obviously bogan arms, because Crusader riflers have bogans. We get over here, and we have a couple of the officer helmets. So they do have slightly different helmets than normal riflers. Tell them apart in the battlefield. This one's got his cup of joe, his morning joe, and you can also see he's carrying a bogan. Then we got a bunch of regular arms, some pointing, etc. We've got some loose bogans, which I'll show you a use for in here, but I also know a lot of you have asked for some loose rifles. Then we get to regular rifler helmeted heads, and I skipped this one up here. This head up here. People are afraid of this head. That is a bare Quar head. A naked Quar head, no helmet. For some reason, people are afraid of Quar with eyes. They all have eyes. They're just typically, for design reasons, I usually tuck them up under the helmet, but they're definitely going to be Quar without helmets on, and they have eyes. Get over it. All right, moving this way, we see some bogan arms, left and right. A lot of people ask for that with the basic riflers, is to be able to put a bogan like being carried in the left hand. Here you go. There's that arm with the cup of joe, and then here was the first musician on this sprue, which is Quar with a phonograph. So we're marching into battle with some tunes. Maybe a little Quar jazz. I don't know. I'm sure anybody over 40, 45 will get this reference here. And if not, you've lived a probably happier life than I have. Coming up, it's probably hard to see, it's at an angle. So this is the cook pack. So an army only marches as far as its stomach will take it, or some random saying. And so here's a Quar cook. So he's got a big picnic basket on his back, some packs, his little frying pan, some spoons, and he is here to keep bellies warm, keep him marching. There's the bodies, some pack stuff. We get over here, we get to an axe. A lot of the Crusader officers, as a melee weapon and as a symbol of authority, carry hatchets. So there's a hatchet arm. These here are a couple of double barrel Grifkus shotguns for the officers. if you don't want to give them a bogan. Shotguns are probably more fun. Some regular backpacks, another shotgun arm, lots of variations, another bogan arm, hatchet. The second musician. So this is a more traditional company musician, which is a rifler with a lute. And so he will strum them into battle. This one doesn't happen to have a rifler, or a rifle, but that's what these loose bogans are for. So you could take one of those and you could actually, glue it alongside his backpack so he's still strapped and ready for battle, along with his battle loot. So that's the sprue. 5 bodies, sprue. See, I said sprue. I'm not so good at this. That's the frame, ladies and gentlemen. And all the bits. The cool thing I kind of alluded to in here is if you've got, let me find one, like some regular rifler sprues. This one happens to be Crusaders and Compatibility basic riflers. All the parts in this command sprue will work with all the parts on the original rifler sprue. So the bodies and the arms are completely interchangeable between them all. Maybe that's obvious to some of you, but I want to point that out, that this kit here is designed to have a bunch of extras that can be used with your normal riflers, and any of these extra bits of weapons and packs and things you have on your old rifler sprues that you might have left over totally work on all of these command models. So it gives you a bunch of options to make a lot of different troops poses than you had to begin with. All right, so that is the Crusader command sprue. There's lots and lots of hard plastic coming. The Wargames Atlantic folks have been very, very busy. I guess I have too. So there will be 2 this month. So I'm about to do the video for the Compatibility command sprue, and there will be 2 next month. And I think there's 2 the month after that as well. All right, see you in a minute.